Hey, what is up guys, Guitar Rock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust video. Alright, gonna do some analysis as always. First, gotta get the free pulls out of the way because red dot annoys somebody. Alright, let's see, who should I go for? Venaka? Do I want a Venaka or Foxy? No, I already have both of them. Yeah, let's just go for this for fun. Let's just go for this. Oh yes, we get Blaze. I know I won't get a 5-star. It's impossible to achieve that. Not that lucky. Alright, so basically what I want to do in this video is I want to give my thoughts and analysis all about the new mercenaries, the Golden Knights. What is it called? Golden Lian Knights or something? Golden Lian Knights. Alright, so but first, there's this package right here if you guys have not purchased it yet. Under the diamond shop, head over to yep, Happy May package. Okay, so this thing, 20 premium scrolls, 12,000 mystic dust, 15,000 soul pieces. Make sure to buy it for 2.5k diamonds. So it's worth it. You are getting the 5-star skill book and the red slime queen ×3 as well. So definitely worth it. Get the 5-star skill book. If you do not have any diamonds, not enough, make sure to stack them up. Do not buy anything else. Farm them up to 2.5k and then you should buy this one. It's a very good package to have. Alright, so move on to the Lian. Okay, so Battle Golem Lian. So this is the 4-star warrior featured right here. Look at those glowing eyes. Look at that. Oh, it glows. It glows. So what is this guy all about? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. First, let's have a look at stats, right? Stats very important. Attack, HP, crit rate, crit damage, and agi. Alright, very interesting. I really like it. HP is kind of low though. Isn't that very low? 900, 900. Let's compare to Corette. Yeah, HP is really low. So you gotta be like very careful. He might die in like a single hit. Alright, so crit rate and crit damage, not too shabby right there. It's pretty good actually. Let's have a look if this guy is worth building towards crit. First skill, immune to debuff, hooray! You don't even need to +3 this guy, you get him. Get this skill unlocked at +0. That is insane. Alright, and then we have this skill right here. Deals additional damage to enemies by self-destructing. So attack times 50% additional damage. So mana bomb explosion. Very cool. So he's one of those suicide bomber. Reminds me of Octavia a little bit. And then we have the enemy's defense reduced by 20%. Stats weakening. So this is going to be very good against units that are not immune to stats weakening. Also not immune to debuff. Alright, so gotta keep in mind that in the arena, especially the legendaries, most of them have the debuff immunity. So this will not work on them. But in Novice, this skill here is going to dominate for sure. And then we have Awakening skill. What is this all about? Prohibits mercenaries from receiving enhancement. So it prohibits them from receiving stats boosts and things like that. Basically receiving buffs, but not all type of buffs. I think this one doesn't count towards taunt, for example. Okay, so very cool. This will increase to 60 and 70%. This will increase to 20, 25, 30, and then 7. Oh, 4 turns of attack interference. Attack every turn times 20% shock damage. That is insane. That is insane. Alright, so there are some shock involved. There's more shock involved. 90%, 120%. 4 turns. Oh my god, 40% shock damage. That's the highest shock damage I've ever seen. 40% is a lot. Wow. Obviously, if the enemy is immune to attack interference, then this will not, it won't affect them at all. Debuff immunity as well, so it won't affect units with those. So you gotta keep that in mind. But for those units that are not, this is going to deal insane amount of damage. And then 150%. Alright, so no increase in the sub skill right here, but damage increase. And lastly, minus 40%. Oh, from 30% to 40%. That is very interesting. I like this guy. I'm gonna build him. He hits far rare as well. So he's not going to clash with Octavia, which hits the most front, Chalco, which hits a skip. So this guy hits the most rare. So even if you don't care about like PvP as much, I do think that this guy is going to be very useful in PvE, campaign, evil castle. For sure, he's going to have some usage right there. Maybe in underground arena as well. So I do use Chalco a lot. This guy, he's a warrior though, but man, he's going to be, for sure, he's going to like, he will change the course of the battle if you're not careful. Maybe in the Guild Wars as well, you gotta keep in mind that those two things sort of are a priority besides arena. So yeah, in terms of building him, I would most likely go for Fatal and Rage just to get the crit rate up. So if you get the crit rate up, you get the crit damage up, I believe your this skill right here, the shock that he provides, will be able to crit. So that is something to keep in mind. This is sort of like a DOT. I've proven it before on the channel with Leah, I believe. So yeah, definitely doable. Alright, so let's move on to the next target. We have Arwen. Okay, so what is Arwen all about? First, let's have a look at her stats. Very nice stats. 800 attack, 7.4k HP, more HP than Seer, less HP than Arwen though. Less HP than Arwen, more HP than Seer. So something in between. Decent crit rate, decent crit damage, but we don't care about that because she's a defender. 10% defense. Alright, keep that in mind. 10% defense. Okay, now let's have a look at her skills. So this skill right here, permanent shield taunt. Alright, so activates before battle. When she gets hit, she will activate taunt for 4 turns. And defense increased by 10% for 4 turns. Only 4 turns, alright? Prohibits stats enhancement. And very strong skill to have for 12 turns. Basically, whoever hits her will not be able to receive stats enhancement for 12 turns. And receives healing. Okay, so this is not masochism, it's slightly different. So basically it's healing over time. It seems like it needs 4 turns and it will heal like 40% in total, 10% per turn. So something to keep in mind. And awakening skill is a taunt which lasts for 6 turns. Okay, so when you go all the way to 20% defense, okay, so when you go all the way up, you get more healing. That's cool. That's a lot of healing actually. So let's have a look at +9. You get 4 turns of taunt still, 20% defense and debuff immunity for 12 turns. That is gonna be helpful for sure. This is definitely useful for sure. In PvE, you can run a John Arwen combo. She's gonna be immortal pretty much if you know what to do correctly. Maybe even better than Seer in certain cases. So something to keep in mind. Like if you don't have Seer, you want to build her, I think she can definitely do the job. But of course hell do exist, so maybe go for the cheaper alternative. But she definitely could work. Let's have a look. This skill is actually more useful than you think. I think in the stage 41, there's those annoying demons that have like insane amount of stats when they hit you or something after normal attack. So this skill right here, damn, this is going to help a lot against a lot of units. But in terms of PvP, let's see. At +10, 30% defense. I think she will be pretty alright in PvP. Not the strongest, not the best. Yeah, she has the regen of healing 20% every turn. So vital runes definitely is going to be like beneficial to her. She has this skill which increases defense by 30%. And she has a base defense of 10%. So that will give her a total of 40% defense. 40%. Keep that in mind. 40%. So you need 60% of defense to make her reach 100% defense. And that is kind of hard, but it's doable. If you have good shield runes, that gives around 29% each for the defense stat. That is going to be doable. She can reach 100% defense. For sure she can reach 100% defense. If you can reach 100% defense with her, definitely she's a good unit to have. So she's kind of rune dependent. Not many people has like 30% defense rune of shield runes. You need to have very good runes with that, legendary runes. I guess she's more like rune dependent than anything else. If you want to build her to +10, you will need good runes on her. Otherwise, 90% defense, she's still gonna die to certain things. So something to keep in mind. I don't see her replacing any of the current defenders we have, like Arwen and Seer, because she's gonna need the investment to get plus 10. I just wish that at plus 9 this was the skill, you know, and plus 10 they increased this to maybe 35% or something. I just wish that was the case, but in this current state right now, she's going to be hard to build for sure. Alright, so let's move on to Lumen. Very interesting stats, I guess. 1009, 2700. Very interesting. Alright, let's have a look what this guy is all about. Oh, critical bash, my favorite skill. My favorite damaging skill. I like critical bash a lot more than ultimate strike, because you can stack crit rate to 100% easily. So most of the time you just need to stack attack, but if you don't want to, you can still stack the crit damage and it will still deal a ton. So this particular skill is more flexible than ultimate strike, where most of the time you want to stack attack for that particular case. But this is a strong skill to have for sure. On a magician, this guy is a magician, right? Okay, so what about this? Ignores taunt, I like it. Wow, lasting crit damage boost. This is going to be insane. Crit damage plus 20%, crit damage every turn plus 3%. Oh my god, that is a lot of increase actually. Stats weakening. Alright, makes sense for him to have stats weakening immunity because of this skill right here. If he doesn't have like oh man, that would be so dumb, because he will get countered easily and then this skill will mean nothing, because whatever boost that you have, boom, decreased in stats weakening, reduced by 80% or something. At least this guy has it, that is good. Alright, let's have a look. All the way, this goes up to like a crazy ridiculous amount, times 200%. Times 200%. Let that sink in for a bit. Times 200%. If you have I and you have used her before, hers is at 150%. So this gets to a crazy amount, right? It looks like it's going to increase even more. And I was right. At plus 10, wow. At plus 10, this goes to 250%. That is a lot of damage. Like, I'm not even joking. You pair it with this. Oh my god, you get the attack as well. 30% crit damage. Attack every turn. What? This guy is insane. I think he might actually be the best mage amongst... Like, he might be the best unit out of all the 3 that was released in this update. I definitely see a place for him for sure in the arena. I know this might not be a thing for most people, because when you look at this, it's a skip, right? And for a magician to hit 3 tile, this is like same with Christina. Christina can do the same without charging up. But the problem is, it depends on what you're looking for, because this guy, if you build him correctly, he might not need as much buffs compared to certain units. So you get the crit damage plus 30%, you get the attack plus 15%. So that is an insane amount of damage boost right there. So you're getting a lot of stats enhancement over the course of 2 turns. So once you reach turn 2, when it's your turn to attack, you won't even get affected by taunt. So this is a very good skill for mages, because let's be honest here, we have fought Velfrons before, we have fought Livias before. They are all weak to taunt. Like turn 2, when it's their turn to move, they will all hit your taunters. So this guy doesn't do that. He's not affected by this. This skill should be on Narthus. Narthus should have this skill as a legendary. But instead, this guy got it first, I guess. Not many mages has this. I think Anubis has this as well, but it's a very good skill for a mage to have. He's not an AoE mage, he's more like a small AoE but hits really hard mage. I might be wrong, but I think he might be one of the few mercenaries that can one-shot a Mammonair once he activates. Because, so when you get this up, towards turn 1, it doesn't do much, because when you're moving first, you only get like a few rounds, a few turns of increasing your stats, but for him, he get like at least 12 turns of increasing stats. But that's just my opinion. As always, let me know what you guys think of Lumen, Arwen, and Lian. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the video here. This was a fun one. Am I gonna pull for Lumen? I don't think so, because I don't have any spots for any mages in my team. But if I do get him for free, I might actually build him for sure. As always, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.